Hello everybody and welcome back to my garage 0 to Hero. Alright, so as you can see it is quite early in the morning, and yes, it's a Friday morning, so yeah, the weekend is just around the corner. But we do have got a couple of things to get done today. So as you can see, we are just over here at Hugo's house to pick up the pickup truck as well as the engine for our Impala. So yeah, I actually did go ahead and have a look at Laco's BMW, and it turns out there's not too much work. So yeah, we decided to take on Hugo up on his offer, and yes, we are going to be fixing up Laco's BMW out of our own pocket. But I do have a little bit of good news. As you can see, our bank balance is looking pretty good. That is because we got an amount of 50,000 reward money for helping the detective solve the case of the moonshine runner, Mr. Waylon. But yes, right now we are heading back to our shop so we can see what else we can get busy with today. So let's hit the road and get back to the shop.
There's a blue, white, and green two-tone truck shining under the big old sky. But today it ain't showing no luck. It's broken down, don't know why. The old rollback's rusty and worn. Heard it groan as the sunrise broke. But it's gotta haul her back home to the workshop through clouds of smoke. Rusty rollback carrying a dream, white and green, oh what a team. Back to the workshop where we'll fix her up under the stars in our little town tub.
Alrighty, and here we are back at our shop with our brand new pickup truck. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a very nice machine for us once we get it up and running again. So according to Hugo, it only needs an engine and transmission. All of the parts on this thing is fairly good, and it looks like it was fairly decently taken care of. We might do a little bit of changes and give it a fresh coat of paint, because as you can see, there's definitely some work to be done to the paint work. We also need to give it a little bit of a cleanup. Maybe it'll also start looking a bit better. So yeah, in the back of the truck, as you may know, we've got the engine that Hugo actually gave us as well for the Chevy Impala. So we're just going to unload it quickly, and yeah, that is basically going into our Chevy Impala today. So what I have done yesterday is I've taken the old V8 out of the Impala and I fitted it into the Ram truck over here, so it's running a little bit better. I did a little bit of servicing. I replaced the water pump and all that, but obviously there's going to be a lot more things we need to do, such as the distributor that's looking a little bit bad. So yeah, that's something we can at least sort out and maintain. But yes, our Ram truck is a little bit more reliable at the moment. So yeah, what we are going to do today is also assemble the Lada Wagon. We are finally going to get this thing sorted out and everything put back together. So we might have to take a trip down to Little Lewis's store to fetch the wheels, because I actually forgot to pick those up, as we didn't really have a lot of space to carry everything with us. So we might have to take a trip. So yeah, we are going to firstly install the V8 engine into our 69 Impala. So let me get everything set up and also park the Ram truck, and then yes, we will be back here and start working on this little engine we've got over here. Alright, so here we are. We have got our brand new engine for the Impala ready to go into the car. So obviously you can see we don't have an air filter fitted. And obviously I see the filter didn't come with the engine today. I don't know if I maybe left it over at Hugo's. It's not in the back of the truck, so we are going to have to improvise a little bit over here. So what I devised is we are going to take this air filter off of our Ram truck over here. And we are going to use this one on the Impala, and then obviously we'll put the old inline 6 engines air filter on the truck over here. And I think that is going to work out quite well for us, so it's not really a big problem. So yeah, I think that is basically the only thing that we can really do at the moment. Alright, so let's quickly get everything sorted out. We're going to firstly come over here. We're going to just install the air filter on top of the engine over here. Alright, so it appears that the air filter was actually in my backpack. So that is fine. We can actually just use this on our Ram truck then, because I think this air filter will suit the Ram truck a little bit better than our Impala. So we're going to go ahead and just pop this one on here. So let's quickly take it apart and just be sure to get everything kind of put in the right order. All right, so yeah, we need to just make a plan to reach those bolts. All right, and let's grab the actual filter here, get that put in, and let's just put the lid on. And just like that, we are sorted with our Ram truck, and yeah, we can finally get this engine dropped down into our Chevy Impala. So we just need to quickly unbolt the 2 bolts on this engine stand, and that is going to give us the engine free. And let's just drop it in. Right, so obviously our Impala needs a little bit of a wash, so I might stop by the car wash later today on my way back home, because as you know, we actually live in a little bit of a forest with an off-road we need to drive every day. So that is why I would like to get this car cleaned up again, and maybe not stop driving it on that road. We'll just leave this at the house from now on, and then yeah, we're going to get our truck over there sorted out and running, and then hopefully that'll be good enough for us to travel up and down with every day, rather than getting our beautiful Chevy Impala here dirtied up every day, you know. So yeah, let's quickly see if we can get our fuel line as well. All right, so let's bolt it down over there, and I think we've got everything. So now I think the only thing we need to do here is just get our exhausts fitted. So let's quickly lean under here. We're just gonna bolt these 2 exhausts into place. And then obviously I'm going to have to do oil and also some coolant again, because obviously the coolant has been drained as well. And then once that is correct, well, sorted out, we can basically get this thing fired up and moved out from under the lift where the BMW is currently. So let's grab our hood over here firstly, and let's get this back onto the car. Alright, so that is the 2 bolts on that side, and we're just going to bolt down these 2 as well. Alright, there we go, that is sorted out. So yeah, let me quickly go and get some oil and coolant off the shelf over here. Yes, we do have got it on the shelf. That is actually for our inline 6 engine, so we should actually use these 3 bottles. So let's just grab these, and we're also going to need the 2 bottles of coolant. Alright, so let's take this over to our Impala, and we're going to quickly just top up all of these fluids. Alright, so that's our oil and coolant all sorted on this car, and I think everything should be good to go again. So we're just going to see if it actually fires up and if everything checks out. And yeah, hopefully move it out of the way. So let's get it fired up. Alright, right on the money. And let's see. Yeah, she actually moves under her own power. Alright, that is very good. Alright, and let's just pull into our parking spot over here between the 2 trucks. Alright, and there we go. So now we've got a very reliable engine in our Chevy Impala, which is going to be still our daily for some time. So obviously we would like to get this truck over here fixed up so we can use this for going back home and, you know, driving up and down every day, because that means our Impala can get a little bit of rest and not get so dirty every day. So as for the Ram truck, that is also quite sorted now. It's running a little bit better. So my plans for this truck is to eventually restore the cab and get it repainted, and maybe even paint the wheels again, maybe a different color, we'll see. But yes, I think let's focus on the rest of the work for today. So we've got quite a bit of work to do our Lada Wagon. And as you can see, we've got our engine over here, which actually came from Spartan. So I did go and pick this up yesterday. So this is also ready to go into our car. So we are going to have a spare engine laying around, which is going to be this little inline 4 1.5 liter engine. So yeah, once we have got the engine out, obviously we're going to replace it. I just want to check where I put the exhaust. Okay, so there's the exhaust system. And what else are we going to need from in here? Obviously the bottles of oil. All right, and we've got a fuel line, but I think this fuel line is an old one. just want to see if I've got a better one on the car. Maybe I believe the one on the car should work still. So let's maybe just check that out. And we are obviously going to need some coolant for the radiator. So we've got enough of that. All right, so let's get our toolbox a little bit closer over here. All right, and let's just get this engine out of here. So this is going to be fairly easy. I think we're going to start by just taking off the exhaust first of all. All right, so there's the exhaust. We have removed the exhaust from the car, and I think let's take off this fuel line quickly. I want to see how good the fuel line is. Obviously it's on the other side on the inline 4. All right, so there's our fuel line. So what condition is this? All right, so that still looks very good. All right, and we are also going to need to swap out the transmission, which I do not have today. We are still waiting for that from Minty's. So he said he will let me know once it's ready. And I actually ordered 2 transmissions, one for the truck and one for the Lada over here. So once those are ready to collect, we will head over to Minty's as well. But yeah, I think we've still got quite a bit of things to keep ourselves busy with over here. Because we still need to mount all of the off-road parts and all that. So yeah, let's just see how far we get with everything before Minty says he's ready with our parts. Alright, so we've also got some bolts over on this side on the transmission. So we're just going to take off all of those. And that should let us get the engine out just like this. And we've conveniently got a crate now which we can place this engine on. So we're just going to bolt it down onto this. And yeah, that is going to be an extra engine we have that's going to be sitting around. I don't know what we're going to use it on ever. But yeah, whenever we need it, it will be here and ready to go into our project vehicle, whichever it'll be suitable for. Unless if we actually decide to put this engine in our pickup truck, but that's going to be way underpowered for that car, so, or for the truck. So let's rather not do that. All right, and obviously this is our brand new replacement engine. So yeah, in the previous episode I actually didn't go into detail with regards to what engine this is. But yes, I think I did mention it was an inline 6. So for those of you who didn't know, yes, we've got an inline 6 going into our Lada Wagon. And I actually had Spartan paint this thing the exact same color as the car. And we've also got a couple of features from Hugo's shop. So he's got obviously his own business as well. And I think that actually that oil filter came from Hugo's. Alright, so there we go. The engine is in place. And let's just bolt everything down. Alright, and our ground cable. So obviously this transmission will not bolt down to this engine. So we're going to have to swap that out, obviously. But we can at least get all of the rest of the parts fitted to this car. So let's get our fuel line in place. And let's just go ahead and bolt it down over there. And then obviously our radiator can go back in. So let's just get that into position and bolt it down. Looking very good. Alright, so now next up what we're going to do is we're going to start putting the rest of the body panels. We've got quite a lot of stuff happening. So yeah, I think let's actually start with the windows and stuff, because yeah, I actually put all of the small windows in place already, because they sort of like to you know, go missing if you can't remember exactly where you put them. So I decided to just put those back into place. All right, so we're going to start with our wiper motor and our wipers, brand new wipers. And then we're going to grab our windows. So we've got our front windshield in. And then we'll also do these rear glass quickly. Those are popping in very easily. All right, and let's do that one as well. Right, so those are the old bumpers, so we'll probably scrap these or just keep them around for future project as well. All right, so let's pop this rear glass in. All right, so let's just move these things out of the way a bit. All right, so next up, let's grab our window winders, which I actually replaced most of them. This is still an old one. This was the only window winder that was still kind of working, so we're just going to go ahead and reuse that one. All right, so yeah, we are still waiting for interior as well for this car, but yeah, I think it's definitely worth the wait. All right, so let's get our front left window winder with the glass fitted. And just like that, that is sorted on this side. Now we're going to go around to this side. Actually, I think let's quickly do the exhaust while we are on this side of the vehicle. I actually think, no, this goes to the left-hand side. Right, so let's pop this exhaust into place. Just like that. And that bolts down right over there. Alright, perfect. And then, yeah, I think let's continue with our window winders on that side. So obviously we still got to do these two. Right, so this is our rear right. And we've also got the one for the front right. It still needs to go into place. Alright, so that is a rear right one. And let's get our front right one over here. This can also go in. Alright, perfect. So this Lada Wagon is definitely starting to take shape. And yeah, I think it's going to turn out very nice. So we've got a couple of accessories over here. We've got our license plates. I actually think this license plate will have to mount it somewhere over here rather. Because I don't think our off-road bumper will really give us an option to mount it onto the bumper. So let's just go ahead and screw it into place over there. Just like that. And then we're going to grab the rear one. Just going to put this back on the trunk lid over there. And just get it bolted down. Perfect. Alright, so with that sorted, let's see what else we've got over here. We've got our taillights and our side mirrors. So let's get those installed. Those will require a screwdriver. Actually still needed to replace the bulbs in this. So let's quickly do all of the bulbs in the taillights. I actually think they just need 2 bulbs. So let's quickly check that out. Right, so there's one over there and obviously one at the top. Or one at the top and one at the bottom. Alright, and then we can quickly get these fitted. So this one is for the left. Alright, so let's see how this comes on. Just like that. We need to obviously lean in a bit and get to these screws. They are a little bit finicky, but we will be able to get them. Right, so that's the left taillight. And let's grab the right taillight. Alright, so that's our taillights fitted. So now we can go ahead and do our front end. Or rather, let's do the windows, the mirrors first, obviously. So we'll get this one fitted on the passenger side. That goes over there. Just screw those 2 screws down. There we go, perfect. And let's do the last one quickly. Alright, just like that. Alright, perfect. So now we can go ahead and tackle our front end over here. So we've got a couple of headlights and well as these spotlights we need to fit. So the spotlights already have their bulbs in. So we can go ahead and quickly pop these headlight bulbs in the new headlights. So let's sort this out. Alright, all 4 the headlights have got their bulbs installed. So let's quickly come and screw these down. So they just have 3 screws. The ones we took off the car, they actually had 4 screws. So these ones are a little bit smaller, but we also have 4 of these. Alright, so let's grab this one. Gonna get it into position like that. Alright, perfect. And the next one for the driver's side, the last one. Just get that into position and screw it down. Perfect. And finally we can mount the grille. And that actually concludes the facelift for this car. Alright, so now we only need to get our bumpers as well as all the rest of the parts fitted. So we don't have the wheels yet. So yeah, that's something we're going to have to go and pick up. So I might actually have to put the box back onto the truck for that. So yeah, I don't really know what's going to be the easiest way of getting those things. I could actually just hook up the trailer to this Lada Wagon if we can get the transmission from Minty's. And actually drive with this Lada Wagon because it's going to be basically almost finished by the time we go. But yeah, I'm a little bit skeptical of these tires on this car. So we might actually, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. I mean, It's all about making a plan with what we have. Alright, so let's get these spotlights fitted. Alright, so that is looking very good. Alright, so now the moment of truth is our front bumper gonna fit and is it gonna suit the car? So let's have a look at that quickly. Alright, so our front bumper is in place. Just gotta bolt it down. And let's have a little bit of a look at that. Yeah, our license plate is almost a little bit hidden over there, but it's not too bad. Right, so let's quickly grab these two front blinkers. I think we'll put the blinkers on and that will almost complete the front end of this car. Alright, that is looking very good. And let's grab this one for the left hand side. Alright, perfect. So that is sorted out. So our front end is definitely looking very good. Alright, let's go ahead and install our rear bumper over here. Alright, so that is also looking fairly good. Let's just bolt it down. Yeah, that actually looks quite off-road like. I mean, it's what we've got, and yeah, this is gonna hopefully add a little bit of more flavor, this roof rack, towards getting this thing looking like an off-road vehicle. Right, so let's bolt all of these bolts down. Alright, so this actually goes onto there like that. It's just a little bit tricky. Alright, so there we go, and we just bolt it down over there. And there we've got our little ladder that goes to the roof rack installed as well. So now we've got a couple of pieces of trim over here. So we'll get this chin spoiler snapped into place like that. And we've also got all of these fender flares. So let's quickly pop these on. Alright, so this is for the front right. And this is for the front left. Alright, that is looking very good. And this last one. So now obviously the wheels and tires we're going to be fitting to this thing is going to be a little bit spaced out with the spacers. So that is something we still need to do. So yeah, I think let's quickly have a look around and see what else we still need to fit to this thing. I think it's just this trailer hook. Alright, just like that. And we'll bolt it down. And that is looking very good. Alright, so we still need to get our battery fitted as well. So let's grab our battery over here. We're going to just bolt it down over there and over there. Alright, and I think this thing is as ready as it's going to be. We just need to quickly top up the fluids. And then I'm going to give Minty a call and see if our gearboxes are ready for us to go and pick up. So yeah, that will actually get this car up and running. And we might actually be able to use this for our tires, wheels and tires, to go and pick those up from the shop over at Little Lewis on the small island. Yeah, but this thing is definitely coming together very nicely. Alright, so let me quickly sort out, yeah, obviously all of the fluids. And then, yeah, I'll bring you guys back up to speed once we are ready to get this thing fired up. Right, so once again, the oil and coolant has been topped off in this car. And I think we are ready to see if this thing's going to fire up. So let's quickly hop in and just give it a little bit of a swing and see what it does. What is wrong? Oh, obviously we don't have a starter because we don't have a transmission. Alright, so yeah, we should probably just go ahead and pick up these two gearboxes over at Minty's first. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to use the Impala because it's got quite a bit of trunk space. So let's hop in over here. And let's just get ourselves seated properly. Alright, and let's be off. Take this thing on its first little maiden voyage since the new engine has been installed. Alright, so here we are. We've got the two gearboxes. So these are in fact 5-speed gearboxes. Alright, let me just put the phone back. Alright, so we've got two brand new starters and two brand new 5-speed gearboxes. So one obviously for the Lada Wagon, and the other is actually for our brand new pickup truck, which we are going to try and get running. So I've had a little bit of thought about the engine that we're going to be putting in that thing. So I'm thinking of getting the inline 6 engine sorted out, the one that came out of the Ram truck, and just using that for the time being. Although we do have a little bit of spending money, so I might actually just go ahead and buy a brand new engine for it from Hugo or Spartan. Because yes, Hugo also has got a couple of engines. He also said he's got quite a big performance engine laying around as well, if we are interested in that. But yes, for now, let's just focus on getting our Lada Wagon ready to go and pick up the wheels and tires for it. Alright, and we are here at the shop. So I've unloaded one of the transmissions, which we are going to be installing in this Lada Wagon now. So I want to see if this thing is going to be able to drive all the way over to Little Lewis's store. I think it'll also be a good test for it to see if it's going to be reliable enough. And yeah, I'm hoping everything will be okay, because obviously we don't have a dashboard yet. So I won't be able to tell how fast we are going, and also if the engine's going to be overheating or anything. But yeah, I think we're gonna hope for the best and try and push our luck, because I really want to try and see if I can at least get this vehicle exterior sorted out, so that for the next episode next week we only have to do interior on this car to get it completely sorted out. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go under here and see if we can get our transmission removed. I might have to get a little bit creative with this. So yeah, let's see if this is going to be possible. Alright, so I managed to get the old gearbox unbolted, so it is basically removed now. So now we just need to figure out how we're going to get to all of the bolts of the new one. So let's quickly just slide this into position, and we'll get it bolted down to the engine first of all, to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. So that's one way of doing it. Right, and when we are in here, we can actually just bolt down our starter wire as well, and I think that should actually make this thing hopefully start and drive once again. Alright, so let me get a little bit creative with getting to all of these bolts again. Alright, so that wasn't the easiest thing I've done, but we've managed to get all of the bolts bolted down onto the drive shaft, as well as the gearbox bolts, the mounting bolts on the transmission support. So that has been sorted out. So I think we are ready to see if this thing's going to fire up and be able to make it over to Little Lewis's store, which I'm quite sure it will. I mean, this car has always been reliable in terms of, yeah, whenever we needed to drive it. So let's quickly hop in. Gonna turn the key. And there we go, fired right up. Alright, well, I think now that we've got this thing up and running again, we can actually use this to go and pick up the wheels and tires. So I think there's not really anything to it but to do it. So yeah, let's make our way over there, and I think I'll catch up to you guys once we get there. Alright, and we are here at the shop, and yes, our tires are actually mounted. So yeah, I just hope these tires are gonna fit our wheel arches. They should make it just. So if these are a little too big, we're gonna have to improvise and make a plan with something. So I'm sure we should be able to fit all of these in the back of the wagon without a problem. So obviously we still got our old tires there as well, which is still in very good condition. So we are going to go ahead and take them with us as well. So yeah, let's firstly get the wheels loaded. Right, so those are the 4 wheels over there. Right, so now we got to see if we can squeeze those 4 tires in as well, which I'm sure we'll be able to do. Alright, so let's grab all 4 of them. Alright, and yeah, I think let's put the rest of the 2 tires in the front. Alright, so let's grab these 2 and just gonna pop them in over here. And let's grab the last one. Alright, I believe that is everything loaded. So we've got all of our brand new wheels and tires fitted, and everything is loaded in, as well as our old tires. So yeah, we are good to head back to the shop and quickly see if we can get these bad boys fitted, and hopefully complete the look of this off-road Lada wagon. So let's head back to the shop and see if we can get this sorted out. Alright, and yes, we made it back to our shop with all of these wheels and tires. So I really am a little bit anxious to see if these are going to fit the car. I really don't hope we're going to have any trouble with it. So yeah, let's just get them unloaded first of all from the car. I'll obviously take the other tires out a bit later. So let's grab our floor jack over here. And we are going to get this thing lifted up as high as it will possibly go, because I think we're going to need all of the clearance we can get. Alright, let's see how this is going to work. Alright, that should be high enough. So let's grab our wrench over here, and we're going to see if we are going to be able to get these wheels fitted now. It might look a little bit close, but I think I may be a little bit ambitious with regards to the tire size I went with. But yeah, there's one way to find out. So let's see how this is going to fit. Alright, so I fitted the first wheel, and yeah, it doesn't look like it actually wants to be, yeah, gonna work out so well, because it's gonna rub obviously against this arch over there and there. So we are gonna have to try and source some different tires, maybe something a little bit smaller, lower profile. I doubt that the ones on our truck is going to fit, because those look even bigger. So yeah, this is maybe a little bit too ambitious with regards to off-road wheels. So there might be some different size tires that we can get on this thing, so I'm not too sure. We'll definitely have to give that a little bit of thought. So yeah, I think for the time being, what I'm going to do is we're just going to remove these wheels again. You might actually be able to use them in some other place at some point. So yeah, what I'm gonna have to do is maybe just figure this out. So we do have a set of these wheels and tires, but I don't know if these are gonna be very usable for us as an off-road vehicle. So we might have to get some decent tires for these rims, because we do have a set of those. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a little bit of thought, because obviously I didn't think this through. So yeah, we're gonna have to maybe just put these one side for now and see what other wheels and tires we can get for this thing. So that is that's quite a bit of a bummer, because I thought these wheels are going to fit the car very nicely, but obviously I'm a bit wrong. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to pause this project for now, and yeah, maybe continue with our BMW over there up on the two-post lift, because there's quite a bit of work we need to do to that thing. So let's dig a little bit into that car and see what it's going to need. And I'll explain to you guys also what's going to happen with this vehicle. So yeah, with our Lada Wagon on pause or on hold for now, we can actually just put these on top of the roof as well, because we've got a nice roof rack for now. Alright, so we'll just leave those there for now then. And yeah, let's bring this thing down a bit. So upon investigation, I noticed that there's a little bit of suspension issues, not really major things. We've got obviously some parts we're going to have to replace, so there's nothing really, extremely difficult about that. So that is quite straightforward. We just need to get all of the suspension sorted on this thing. We've got a couple of rusty bits and pieces here and there at the back. Doesn't look too bad. We've got a rusty control arm up there, and also shock absorber and stuff like that. And I'll obviously go through all the brakes and the brake discs and check those out. So in terms of other work mechanically, there is obviously the engine we need to address. So this is in fact also an inline 6 engine, similar to the one we've got in our, we had in our Ram truck. So we are going to rip this engine out, and Hugo actually has got a rebuilt BMW engine we can buy off of him for quite cheap. He said he's going to charge me only like 5 grand for it. So we'll get that engine and maybe pop it into this car, and then hopefully that's going to sort out the mechanical issues as well as the transmission. So we'll get the engine and trans off of Hugo, and then that part of the job will be sorted. So in terms of bodywork, we are going to be giving this car a full respray. So obviously the bumpers and all the side skirts aren't matching colors. So Lacquer wants this car painted in orange. I'm not sure exactly what orange. We are still going to figure that out. So then this thing has got a fresh paint job coming, and obviously we're going to do a little bit of yeah, maybe some work to the interior. I think this is basically going to be a drift spec car. Although I'm not too sure if Lacko wants to be drifting with it, or maybe if he wants to take the roll cage out. So yeah, I'm still gonna have a bit of a word with him, but it's definitely set up for drifting with the hydraulic handbrake lever, and also the shifter looks a little bit aftermarket. So yeah, we still gotta figure those things out. So as for the engine that we have left, the inline 4, that is still going to be stock. I was thinking of trying to put that in a BMW, but it wouldn't make sense because then we'll have to upgrade the engine, and that's going to cost us a lot more money than to just buy the engine of Hugo straight that can actually go in this car. So yeah, as for our pickup truck over here, we've got a new transmission already. So that is going to go into our truck once we've got the engine sorted. So on my list of plans is to see if I can either get this engine running again or sort it out a bit, or I might actually just go ahead and buy a new engine off of Hugo or Spartan, depending on who's got the better price, and slap that into the truck and make sure it's a quite a nice reliable vehicle for us to use on a daily. I was thinking of actually just bringing this thing down to its stock ride height, because obviously this is a little bit overboard with this lift kit. So we might actually get some stock springs on this thing and just yeah, bring it down to earth, you know, in its stock form again. And then obviously, yeah, it might change the look of it a little bit and look a little bit better. In terms of the bed, or the bed cover, this topper, whatever they would call it, I'm going to probably remove this and not have it on the truck permanently. We'll basically just use this whenever we need it. And yeah, as you can see, we do need to do a little bit of touch up with the paint work. So I was thinking of giving this thing just a quick paint job, but a single color, not going two-tone and go crazy with it. So yeah, that is basically my idea for this truck, is just to get it sort of reliable. We do have got some huge mirrors on this thing, which is a little bit overboard for it as well. So I might actually swap those over to our Ram truck, because it makes a little bit more sense to have those bigger mirrors on the Ram truck, especially when we have the box fitted to it. So we might actually swap those around. And yeah, I kind of like this bull bar, but I might actually also slap the bull bar on the Ram truck, so they are interchangeable. So that is basically my idea for this, is just to get this truck sort of like a normal truck, like our F100 was, and just use that as a daily. And then obviously our Chevy Impala over here can take a little bit of a break from driving off-road and getting so dirty every day, because it's definitely, yeah, getting a lot of dirt on it every day we drive it. So yeah, we're gonna have to probably stop by the car wash on our way home, because we are still going to be driving the Impala for the time being until we sorted this truck out. So yeah, that is basically my plans. And I also got a little bit of word from Spartan. He's got a project coming up very soon as well that he needs help with. So I'm not too sure yet what that is going to be entailing for us, or what it's going to entail for us. So I guess we will see. But one last thing that I did want to check up was the obviously we don't have a dashboard. So yeah, we'll sort that out in the next episode and see how these headlights and all the indicators and all that work. But yes, I think that is going to be a wrap for this episode. So thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate every view, every like. And also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. I will appreciate it very much. But yes, until the next time, cheerio.